All right, guys, we're going to talk about The Tick, Season 1, Episode 7. And this was a much more refreshing episode for me. This episode might be one of my favorites, actually.
We bumped up after 2 solid episodes of garbage.
Yeah.
Garbage! We finally
got back to the Tick we know and love. Good lines, some bullshit.
This is what I want.
When he says, like, the evidence is dismissed or whatever, and he goes,
it's right there!
Right there!
And also when the judge is like, I don't want to have to talk to you again. I don't want to talk to you again either. Like, this whole thing.
What does he call him? He's like, you transvestite of justice or something?
Who appointed you cross-dresser of justice? No, it's amazing, because that's what you want. That's the Tick. I've missed the point, but really I'm the only one who gets it. That's the essence of the Tick. Is the justice system working? He's like, I can't restrain myself anymore. I just want a justice. And Arthur's like, no, and he goes, oh, justice, and he's finally loosed upon the world where he can like lay down the justice.
I love that somehow this is not an open shut case though. They got into an accident,
it's crazy.
A fender bender. It pops the guy's trunk, and they see bombs.
Right.
You don't need a warrant.
No.
The just cause is right there.
So, like, this is like a parody of, like, all that stuff, and that did get to me to some degree. I'm not suggesting that they have to write more realistic legal stuff.
No, it's humorous.
But, yes, but for our entire, like, lives, all these shows, we know if you can plainly see something, that's the...
Oh, do you smell fire? I think there's a fire in there. Better go check it out. Like,
yeah, to the point where cops are just like, do you hear someone calling for help? I hear someone calling for help. Bang, and like kicks down the door and then like makes up shit or whatever.
Yeah.
And when it's the good cops, we don't care, right? In like a movie or whatever.
Yeah.
To the point where it's like that. So yes, that's dumb, but it creates the funny situation, right? Because Tick's at like 11, so you have to turn the world up to 11 to like properly interface with the Tick.
Yeah.
It can't be real, nuanced legal arguments, because the Tick would just be like, I'm furious at this. It would be like, this is why he's like, this is outrageous, and everyone's like, listen, it's the system, it has to work the way it has to work. He's like, it does not, I will smash this man. Like, he's all into it, right? So
yeah,
I dig it.
No, it's interesting.
Why don't you pick on someone my size?
I actually love that, because when you're before they showed them next to them, I'm like, yeah, 'cause I'm pretty sure the Tick is bigger than him, and then they square off, and the Tick is bigger than him, and I'm like, all right.
Why don't you pick on someone my size? Yeah, it's fabulous.
Super good.
The villain in this, Destroyo.
So he's super famous from shit.
Did you look up who he was?
I didn't, but I knew his face.
I didn't either. I was hoping you had. I was like, I don't know who the fuck this guy. But yes.
He's always like the psychotic neighbor and things and whatever. Like, I can't even picture a thing he's in, but I've seen his face a million times.
With like cheap makeup, a cheap suit, the cheap voice thing, but it all fits in with the universe. It all makes sense, right? He felt really appropriate. He was outlandish. Has this whole weird, like, campy foreign history going on with like a dark secret and all that stuff.
Dance, fat boy, dance!
Yeah, Arthur's like moment of power to be like, I will not be silenced, like his whole thing. Like, that's it, again. We create this absurd situation, and we slot in all the characters, and we have them do these things. Mm-hmm. It's wonderful.
Worked out great.
Batman, like pissing his pants, being like, "Oh God."
Yeah, ninjas come in. It's true what they say. Ninjas don't bounce.
When Tick is like, Batman, swear that you'll take care of Arthur. Swear it. And then he like looks around and it cuts to like the news footage.
The camera is in his face, yeah.
And it's like it somehow switches to like newsy looking footage, and he's like, okay, yes, I swear. The whole thing, like, oh, it's this perfect, like, weird. That's more three-dimensional than the show usually is. The show is usually very like, we're showing you what happens.
It's a wonderful. I like the Lady Liberty just like venting and making that guy want to kill himself.
Yeah, that's wonderful too. I'm just saying everything's wonderful, but I'm really happy that we got like a better episode that satisfies all of my requirements.
Real duds in a row, and this one I'm like, no, it hit on all the elements of like, it was a decent episode. It was a good plot. It was fun things. Had the interesting lines, the quotables that we hadn't had in a couple episodes.
And it's good.
And this one had a lot. Like
it's not just good relatively. This is back to being as good as if we hadn't taken the dip. We're like
Yes.
on board with the whole thing, right? Because again, it's the Silence of the Lambs thing, and he like when it cuts back to like prison for the first time, and and the guard's just crying and is holding his gun to his head, and he's just in there like telling him, just one squeeze of the trigger and all of your pain will go away, and the whole thing. He's like, it's like they're setting him up as this master Hannibal Lecter person. And the only antidote to that is her like neurotic problems and how she's like such a disaster with her dating life and her
You're not needy, you're wanty, and that's so much worse.
Yes.
When he meets the snake-faced guy, me, come back! They want us to stay in here.
No, he like accidentally breaks the bars. Goes, oh,
which you knew was gonna cut. You're like, this man is ridiculously strong.
Yes.
He can't shake things; they break things, and he does.
Exactly. No, it's wonderful.
It was a great episode. I don't have a ton to say about it because there's no real nitpicks. It was just very enjoyable. I would recommend episode 7 of season 1.
Episode 7. Yeah, we should put together a brief like supercut or something like that of just because it's really just like what episodes like we need the one that has Ron Perlman in it. We need a few other ones. This one definitely, but we're probably going to end up at like a 50-50 or something like that.
Probably.
Where it's like, watch these 4 or 5 episodes, and then you got the Patrick Warburton tip down.
And there's no through line. There's no reason to not just watch the good parts.
Yeah, they're very episodic.
And honestly, you can watch the whole thing. It's 9 episodes. You can knock it out.
Yes, it's super
in the time
quick.
of a Lord of the Rings film, it would be done. Like.
Yes, and we're nearing the end, right? But as you've said, there's no like overall arc. We're not waiting for the tick to learn something do something. So there will just be this was 7, so we have 8 and 9. Right, we have 2 more episodes to go.
Either this was a mid-season filler show and 9 was all it was ever slated for, but I believe it was canceled mid-run. So I don't think there's going to be any cliffhanger or anything.
Not picked up. Right, this was their like half
so.
season to like pilot it or do the thing or whatever. Yeah. Last line, it makes the brain baby kick. Or whatever. It's called a headache. And he's like, what? There's a name? Oh!
It has a name?
It's like the first time. It reminds me of on Cheers, I think Norm is like, something's wrong. And it was like, that's a headache. And he's like, what? And he's like, and like Frasier is like, it's caused by stress and this and that. And whatever. He goes, what? He just he just doesn't understand the concept because he's never been in this situation before. It has that vibe of like, what? People deal with this? No, because he's such a pure being of justice, right? It's wonderful. It's great.
The Family Guy where I didn't fart till I was like 23.
What the hell?
What the hell was that?
The hell was that? Okay.
All right, guys. That is this episode of The Tick. Let us know in those comments below what you thought about it. Don't die in a fire, and we'll see you next time.
Hello, internets. I just love watching JustDaggers. If you've enjoyed this video as much as I have, click that subscribe button. Peace out, homies.